So before we get started talking about Bulbasaur, I want to give y'all a very interesting fact about Bulbasaur. Did you know Bulbasaur is the third most commonly seen Pokemon in the anime series? The only two Pokemon that have been seen more than Bulbasaur is Meowth and Pikachu. Which that is crazy since Pikachu is obviously the mascot of Pokemon and then Meowth is, always with Team Rocket. So Bulbasaur is the most seen Pokemon that is not a main staple of the series, which is very interesting. But what's up you guys, ProfessorShade here, and I'm an online Pokemon professor, and in today's video we're going to go ahead and analyze the Bulbasaur evolution line. So we're going to be talking about Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur, and also going over things that you may or may not know when it comes to this evolution line. So of course we're going to start with Bulbasaur first, since that's where the evolution line kicks off. And also the reason why we're starting with Bulbasaur is due to the fact that Bulbasaur is actually the first Pokemon in the National Pokédex. It's not the first Pokemon ever created, but that is actually a very prestigious spot to actually hold. And on the Pokemon.com website for its Pokédex entry, it says, for sometime after its birth, it uses the nutrients that are packed into the seed on its back in order to grow, which the seed turns into a bigger plant as it evolves, to Ivysaur, Venusaur, which we're going to touch on that as we go on throughout the evolution line. But Bulbasaur's height is about 2 feet tall. It falls into the category of being a seed and has the ability Overgrow. Bulbasaur is a grass poison type that is weak to fire, ice, flying, and sidekick, and also has a base stat total of 318. And Bulbasaur also has the capability of learning moves through leveling up like Vine Whip, Sleep Powder, and also two of his most powerful moves when you get to level 33 being Power Whip and also Solar Beam at level 36. These are some moves that Bulbasaur learned just from leveling up. And also, Bulbasaur made its first appearance in the Pokemon series in the Pokemon Red and Blue video games released in Japan in 1996 on the Game Boy, and being part of probably the most iconic trio of starters when it comes to the Pokemon franchise series, right alongside Charmander and Squirtle. And also in the Pokemon anime series, episode 10, Bulbasaur made his debut in the episode called Bulbasaur in the Hidden Village. And as we know when it comes to Bulbasaur, Bulbasaur is a very tough Pokemon, just like how he was in the anime series, but you already know when you actually earn his trust and respect, he is very loyal to you and he will defend you. And when you train up your Bulbasaur well enough and it gets to level 16, it evolves into Ivysaur, which we're going to talk about now because that's next in the evolution line when it comes to Bulbasaur. Ivysaur, of course, being the evolution of Bulbasaur, is the number 2 entry in the National Pokédex, and it says for its Pokédex entry that the more sunlight Ivysaur bathes in, the more strength wells up within it, allowing the bud on its back to grow larger. Which I will tell you this, do not sleep on that bud, because that thing packs a punch. It can shoot a solar beam and all at you. And as expected, when a Pokemon evolves, the Pokemon gets bigger. So Ivysaur is 3 feet tall, 1 foot taller than Bulbasaur, also falls in the same category as a seed, abilities Overgrow, and is 28.7 pounds, so it's about 2 times heavier than Bulbasaur himself. Then Ivysaur has a base stat total of 405. It also shares the same typing and weaknesses as Bulbasaur because, it's from the same lineage. And just like Bulbasaur, Ivysaur made his video game debut in the Pokemon Red and Blue games. And when it comes to the Pokemon animated series, Ivysaur made his debut in the Pokemon animated series episode 48 of season 1 titled Bulbasaur's Mystery Garden. And here's a fun fact about Ivysaur as well. Did you know out of the original Kanto starters, Ivysaur is the only 2nd generation starter that evolves at level 32. Both Charmeleon and Wartortle evolves at level 36. So if you're trying to go ahead and hurry up and get that 3rd, evolution for a Pokemon, which is really good to have on your team when you play any of the games that's based around Kanto, Bulbasaur might be the way to go. So that way you can hurry up and get Ivysaur, and then you hurry up and you could go ahead and get Venusaur as well, which we're going to talk about now. So Venusaur, being the 3rd stage of Bulbasaur evolution line, is of course number 3 in the National Pokédex, and it says this for its National Pokédex. It says, while it basks in the sun, it can convert the light into energy. As a result, it is more powerful in the summertime. So in other words, do not fight Venusaur during summertime, wait until winter. You probably have a better chance. So they have Venusaur listed in the Pokédex as about 6 feet tall, and that's 2 times taller than Ivysaur. And honestly, I don't know if that height is counting the plant on his back, because honestly, just the base body of Venusaur is basically like 2 times taller than Ivysaur, but I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about that. And of course, it falls in the category of being a seed, abilities overgrow, and this thing is 220 pounds, and Ivysaur is like 28 pounds, so basically Ivysaur weighs the amount of maybe like Venusaur leg, and that's it. And Venusaur, of course, is a grass and poison type just like its previous evolutions, also weak to fire, ice, flying, and sidekick. And Venusaur has a base stat total of 525, making it a decent Pokemon to actually have on your team. And just like its previous evolution, Venusaur made its debut in the episode in the Pokemon anime series Bulbasaur Mystery Garden, and also made a debut in the Pokemon games Red and Blue. And of course, for those that do not know, Venusaur actually was on the cover of Pokemon Green. Yes, there was a Pokemon Green for those that did not know. And for those that did know, I got another interesting fact for you. Did you know Venusaur has a similar catch rate to a legendary Pokemon? Yes, I know that sounds crazy, right? But while you will never find a Venusaur in the wild, hacks and Pokemon Go notwithstanding, it has an incredible low catch rate of only 11.9. Most legendaries has a catch rate varying from 1% to 15%. So yes, if you run into a Venusaur in the wild, you're gonna have a very hard time trying to catch that Pokemon, which it don't surprise me because just that whole evolution line of Bulbasaur is very tough. Like, it's just tough in nature. And outside of the main evolution line for the Bulbasaur family, you also have the Mega Evolution, which was Mega Venusaur, and you also have the Gigantamax version of Venusaur as well, which honestly, that thing looked like it could really protect everybody from the rain. And these are the shiny versions of Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, right along with some cards that some of y'all may know for the TCG players that's out there as well. And after analyzing everything when it comes to the Bulbasaur evolution line, what is my takeaway and what do I have to say about Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur? One thing that I like to do personally, I like to compare Pokemon to their peers. So of course, Bulbasaur is compared to Charmander and Squirtle, right along with the other evolutions of all 3 of those. And I would definitely say, like, among their peers, you know, when it comes to their evolution line, Bulbasaur has, in my opinion, the second strongest evolution line out of those 3. And the one thing that actually helps this evolution line is the fact of the dual typing with grass and poison, because the other 2, which is Squirtle and Charmander, their evolution lines is only 1 typing. And if you want to know who I think is the best among them, I guess stay tuned for future videos with me talking about Squirtle evolution line and Charmander evolution line. But when it comes to Bulbasaur, just overall, great design. I love the character, love the personality of Bulbasaur and the evolution line. Very recognizable because it was there from the beginning, very iconic, and a lot of people just like Bulbasaur in general. That's a tough little plant. You're not going to be able to pull him off the ground pretty easy. But that is my analysis of Bulbasaur and the Bulbasaur evolution line. I would just say stay tuned for more, because I will be talking about many, if not at one point in time, all of the evolution lines of every Pokemon, because I'm Professor Shade. This is what I do. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share the video, and also subscribe or follow me depending on what platform you watch me on if you really enjoy videos like this, because I do plan on making more. But thank you guys for watching. I am Professor Shade, and I am out.